All right, so welcome back to some of you who were with us in June when we did the sizzling fajitas and fresh tomato salsa. And I think I learned how to pin myself so that I stay big. I'm big on my end, but that doesn't mean that I'm big on your end. So hopefully that is true so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So it's kind of hard for me to see the chat bar, but all right. 8 o'clock. I'm a stickler for starting on time, so we're going to jump in here. Welcome to all of you. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Holly, and I live kind of in central Ohio, a little bit west of Columbus. And I initially started my Pampered Chef business 11 years ago, almost 12 years this fall, with kind of two goals: an immediate goal of grocery money, and then more of a long-term goal of being able to quit 3 jobs that I had. But I will talk more about that later. If you're not familiar with Zoom, just a couple logistics or housekeeping things. If you're in a noisy environment, so you've got people coming and going, or your husband's watching TV in the same room, something like that, use your mute button. I can definitely mute you, but it's kind of a stretch for me to get to the laptop to do that. So if you can mute yourself, that is helpful. If it's just you, no need to put yourself on mute. If you are watching us through the Facebook group, which is awesome, you can post any questions you have as a comment in this live stream, and Samantha will relay those to me because I can't see that. And those of you who are a guest, not a consultant, but a guest in the chat bar, go ahead and practice typing in the chat bar. Just tell us not who you are, because it will say that, but where you're from and who invited you to this cooking class tonight. All right, so basically while you're doing that, I'll just share that I'm going to run through the concept of what we call power cooking, and it is a great way to save time in the kitchen and to save money, which are two things that everybody wants to save because we are busy, and with the rising grocery costs, rising gas prices, inflation in general, it's obviously great to save money. So welcome to the Save Time and Money Freeze Your Meal Workshop. Now, this is a free class. Make sure that you stay all the way to the end, because Samantha is going to put in the chat bar a survey link. And to get the resources for how to do this yourself, you do need to fill out that survey, because that will give me your email address and I can email the resources to you. If you're a consultant, please don't fill that survey out, because the resources are already available to you in our organizational group. So hopefully you watched the video that I posted yesterday or last night about how I pre-cooked the chicken. And that is a key to this workshop. Pre-cooking your meat ahead of time is one way that you're going to save time, and it helps you save money because you're buying that meat in bulk. So hopefully you watched that video. If you didn't get a chance to do that after this. It's only like 3 minutes long. But basically, I cooked up 3 pounds of chicken in our Deluxe Multi-Cooker on the pressure cooking setting. And then I just divided it out into 3 Ziploc bags, equal portions. I just eyeballed it. I didn't weigh it. Just eyeballed 3 equal portions. So each bag is roughly 1 pound. So the meat is already cooked. So on cooking day, the meal is going to come together super fast because the meat's already cooked. So you're basically just heating everything through. So that's going to save you a lot of time. You're going to save money because when you buy your meat in bulk, it's cheaper per pound. Now, 3 pounds isn't a lot, but you definitely want to buy those 3 pounds from the butcher counter in the grocery store, and don't get like 3 individual 1 pound packages of meat, because you are paying for that packaging or the manpower that went in to doing all of that. So you want to buy your meat straight from the the butcher counter. I just asked for 3 pounds. If you have a recipe that needs to be diced before you cook it, a lot of times your butcher will do that for you, which is going to save you time later on. If you have any questions about how I cooked up the meat, just put it in the chat bar. Now, you do want to use good quality Ziploc bags since these are freezer meals. You don't want to get the Aldi brand or, the Kroger generic. Splurge for the Ziploc, the Glad, the Hefty, whatever. You definitely want good quality bags. So the resources that I'll email you at the after you fill out the survey, and I'll show them to you at the end, is for 5 recipes. For time's sake, I'm just going to do 3, and 2 of them I'm going to put in my freezer. 1 of them I'm not, because we're going to have that for dinner tomorrow night. So dinner will practically be done for tomorrow. So the first recipe that I'm making is chicken stir fry. And on the resource I'm going to email you, it tells you exactly what to put in each bag. All of these recipes are going to have 2 bags. So the first bag it's called Make Ahead Chicken. So 1 pound of Make Ahead chicken. And I'm using these, they're called bag holders. I know it should be a fancier name than that, but they're just called bag holders, and they're from Amazon. So that's really helpful if you do freezer meals a lot. So there's 1 pound of Make Ahead chicken in there. And then it says to add 1 cup of shelled edamame. And every grocery store has shelled edamame. I saved the bag so you can look at it. Kind of looks like lima beans. For some reason, they are hard to find in the freezer section, but they're always there. I don't know if my eyes just like glaze over them, but they're always there. And then when I ask for help finding them, I feel stupid when they grab them right away. So shelled edamame, make sure it is shelled. If it's not shelled, that the shell part of it tastes hairy. I know that sounds gross, but that's the best description I can come up with. And then you have to take the time to shell them, and that's not saving you any time. So make sure it's shelled. All right, so the chicken, 1 shelled edamame, and then 2/3 cup of stir fry sauce. And it literally is just called stir fry sauce. If you have an Asian sauce that you really like for stir fry, hoisin sauce or sweet and sour sauce, you can definitely do that. I'm just using our Easy Read. What the heck is this? Easy Read measuring column. No, what is this? Why am I blanking on this? Easy Read measuring cup. Yes, there you go. Whoever telepathically told me that, thank you. So Easy Read now I've lost it. Easy Read measuring cup. It's called Easy Read because you just look straight down at it. You no longer have to go like this, or what I used to do when I was little, do this whole thing. So you just look straight down, easy to read, not easy to say. So I'm just gonna put that in here. And I don't like to waste anything. I always want to yell at Paula Dean when she wastes stuff. So I'm going to scrape all that out. Making it sound like I'm friends with Paula Dean. Okay, so that much food is in there. I'm going to squeeze out as much air as I can. I'm just going to kind of roll it, seal it, and then I'm just going to knead it just to get that stir fry sauce on the chicken. It's basically going to marinate the chicken a little bit. All right, keep it flat. All right, so that part's done. To my second bag, which I already have broccoli in, it said 3 cups, 3 cups of small broccoli florets. I did not measure this. I just grabbed 2 crowns of broccoli at the grocery store, cut it up, looked close enough, right? So to that bag, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of Asian seasoning. If you don't have our Asian seasoning, write it down. You'll need to order that from your consultant. You will love it. Besides this recipe, you can go on your consultant's website, use the search bar, type Asian seasoning, and then click the recipe tabs, and all sorts of other recipes will come up for it. So I need 2 tablespoons. The lid we can use as a measuring spoon. So I'm just gonna pour it in halfway between the 2 little grooves. That's 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. All right, that's that. Then the last thing I'm going to add to that broccoli bag is 2 carrots that I have peeled, their veggie peeler, and then I'm going to julienne them, not julienne them. And it might be hard to see on your end, but if you get real close to the computer, you're just going to scrape it down like this, and you get really thin strips. And the advantage of the strips is it's going to cook a lot faster, and it's just kind of fun. And when your food is fun and your dinner is fun, especially if you have kids, they're going to eat it, be more likely to eat it. Now, if you don't have the julienne peeler, of course, you can buy it from your consultant. Same with the vegetable peeler. But if you're thinking in your head, I will never use that ever again on any other recipe as long as I live, what you could do is just take the vegetable peeler and run it down and do strips with that as well. It just takes a little bit longer because you only get 1 strip at a time. And they're a little bit thicker, but not that much. All right, while I keep going on this carrot, what questions do you have? You can come off mute. You can put them in the chat bar. Christina will read them off if you put them in the chat bar. Samantha, just come off mute if somebody has a question in the group. All right, now is anything? Okay. Every recipe we're doing, we're gonna double bag. And that's just in case one of the bags would leak, you've got that extra protection from the outer bag. All right, this carrot's a little slimy. All right, fighting with the julienne peeler. Should have had 1 carrot done ahead of time, sorry. These strips are gonna be a little thicker. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but that chicken bag with the shelled edamame and the stir fry sauce, I kind of pressed it flat. I don't know if you can still see, it's flat. And that's because we're going to freeze these flat. The flatter they are, the more even they will freeze, and the faster they will thaw. If you think about it, if all of it was just clumped at the bottom into this ball or this log, it's going to take a lot longer to thaw. All right, save that little piece of carrot for my dogs, because they are right there waiting for something to drop. All right, so here's the second bag. I'm going to squeeze the air out of it. There's not really anything to knead since that seasoning is dry, but I am going to just kind of spread it out a little bit like that. And then I'm going to take a third bag and combine it all. And so the third bag does offer extra protection, but it also just keeps the 2 bags together. So on cooking day, you only have to grab the 1 bag and you're not searching for 2 bags. And all these recipes do fit neatly into that third bag. If you were to double this, you might have to bag them separately. All right. Just make sure it's sealed. There we go, front, back. And I'm gonna freeze it like this, and it also takes up a lot less room in your freezer. All right, so that's recipe number 1, stir fry. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Second recipe is smoky black bean chicken wraps. This is so good. I started making this probably 11 years ago. Second time I made it, I took it to a friend who had a baby. And when she had the second baby, she requested this recipe again. It's really, really good, super simple. So in the first bag is 2 cups rice that I cooked ahead of time and cooled. Now, if you don't cook a lot of rice, 2 cups cooked rice comes from 1 cup uncooked rice. So make a note of that. So I've got 2 cups of rice in here, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the Smoky barbecue rub. If you like the Smoky applewood rub better, you can use that. All right, 1 tablespoon. All of these recipes are super easy to double, and they're also easy to cut in half. So that's all that goes in this bag. Set that off to the side. Where's my chicken? Chicken. 1 pound pre-cooked make-ahead chicken. And this bag is going to get 1 can of black beans that I drained and rinsed. If you know why, you should always drain and rinse your beans. Come off mute and tell us, or put that in the chat bar. And then 1.5 cups water. And then it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of Smoky barbecue rub. We love this seasoning, so I'm just going to do 2. And that is all that goes in here. So you can see how fast these come together, especially when you've got that chicken pre-cooked from the day before. All right, so I'm just kneading all this. Even though it was 1.5 cups water, it doesn't really look like that. The chicken's absorbing some, the seasoning. All right, I'm gonna flatten it out here. And when you flatten it out, that also helps you see whether or not you got the air out. All right, then you knead this up. All right, nobody put in the chat bar why you need to rinse your beans. Does that mean nobody knows, or people are being shy? All right, 3rd bag to wrap it all up. And probably what I would also do is write on the outside of the bag, Smoky black bean chicken wraps. This is the one I'm not freezing though, because we're gonna have this tomorrow. Right, tucking the Ziplocs in. I mean, what time is it? 8:16, and I've already done 2 freezer meals. So fast. All right, the 3rd one is cheesy chicken tortilla soup. And I know it's summer, but fall is just around the corner, and we love soups in the fall. I also love soups when it's a rainy day. So I might even grab this out this summer on a rainy day. So make ahead chicken, gonna add 3 cups of tortilla chips finely crushed. And the first time I made this recipe, I was like, what? But then after making it and tasting it, I realized that the chips add a thickener and they add a really nice flavor to it. So I just grabbed whole wheat tortilla scoops because they were already crushed pretty much in the bottom of the bag and worthless. They were no longer scoops. So that's just what I grabbed, and I'm going to use our meat tenderizer.
Holly, real quick question. Somebody had a question on the last recipe. Can you use pinto beans instead of black beans?
Another reason why you want a good quality Ziploc bag.
Hear me?
All right. So that looks nice. I'm going to add that to chicken. Yeah, if you don't use a good quality Ziploc bag to crush chips or Oreos or crackers, you end up with stuff all over your counter. And then corn. It says 2 cups. I had this in the freezer, so we're just going with it. Usually a full bag of corn would be like right on 2 cups, maybe a little bit less. So I had this, so we're just using it. So it's a little bit less than 2 cups, but it won't matter. All right, closing that one up. Not really anything to knead in there. And then in the second bag, get it on our bag holder here.
Holly?
Yes.
Somebody had a question on the last recipe. Can you use pinto beans instead of black beans?
Sure, yeah, probably whatever kind of bean that you like. I like black bean, especially when it comes to Mexican. So, all right. So this recipe calls for 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese. And I know there are some people out there that don't buy Velveeta cheese. I have to say though, that when you're needing creamy, cheesy goodness, nothing compares to Velveeta cheese. Just buy it, trust me. You can actually get a small 8-ounce block of Velveeta cheese, so then you don't have to worry about leftovers. All right, so Velveeta cheese, and then 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. I think Rotel, some people just buy Rotel tomatoes. I think that's exactly what this is, the diced tomatoes with green chilies. Using the smooth edge can opener. If you're going to do a lot of freezer meals, you need the smooth edge can opener. So if you don't have one, text your consultant before we are done. This doesn't need drained. That liquid has a lot of flavor. Still, nobody has said why you need to drain beans, or maybe I missed it. To drain them, when you drain them, you're getting off all that slimy stuff, which is sodium. That slime is salt. And so you're rinsing off that slime sodium. Okay, and then last thing, 2 tablespoons Chipotle rub. So hopefully you wrote down Asian seasoning, smoky barbecue, Chipotle rub. That is it. I'm going to knead this up to combine that Chipotle throughout the tomatoes. Flatten it here. One more bag. All right, any questions about those 3 recipes? The other recipe, 2 recipes in the resources are Dijon chicken noodle toss and a Greek chicken and orzo skillet. So I love how they are very different, wide variety of recipes there. All right, so let me bring you a little closer. All right, so let me go over a couple things and then we'll open it up to some more questions. So let me show you the resources really quickly, and just a reminder, stay on to the end because you need to fill out the survey to get the resources. But this is what it's going to look like. So on the left hand here, it shows you how to cook up the chicken in the pressure cooker. If you don't have a pressure cooker, I'm sure your consultant can order you one, but you can also just cook it on the stove or in the oven, however you would normally cook chicken. So this is telling you 3 pounds. So that would mean 3 recipes like I did tonight. If you just want to do all 5 recipes, obviously just do 5 pounds of chicken. But this is the part that I went through with you tonight. So what to put in each bag, and then combine the bags. And then right underneath it, it shows you what to do on serving day. So it's all very, very organized and concise, all in one page. When you print this out, you can even print it out back to back. I recommend putting it in like a sleeve protector to keep it cleaned, because you're going to use it over and over. And then the second sheet just has the other recipes. So great resource. All the recipes are very, very inexpensive. So up here, it says that each recipe is under $3 per serving. So you go out to a restaurant and you're paying $10 to $20, $30 per serving. So this is very, very inexpensive. All right, so any questions about that resource? All right, so if there is something that you have your eye on that you definitely want to get from your consultant, Hosting is a great way to get those products for free. This is the July host bonus, and it's one of the most popular bonuses of the year because you can see at the bottom, you get to pick any item 60% off in the catalog. So you could get that Deluxe Multi-Cooker, which is our pressure cooker, sous vide cooker, slow cooker, everything all in one cooker. You could get that for 60% off. And in addition to all the free dollars, you're going to get a bonus of an extra $25 in free. So there's still time to host a July party. We have like 12 days left in the month. If you think, oh my gosh, like I just can't add one more thing to my plate in July, first of all, thank you for being here tonight. But August is a really good host bonus as well. You get any item or set, again, 60% off in the catalog. And then you do get the Cool and Serve, the 1 quart Cool and Serve bowl for free once your party qualifies. So in July, you get that extra free dollars that you could spend on anything you want in the catalog. In August, you do just get that Cool and Serve bowl for free on top of the other free and half off rewards. So both great months, just kind of depends on your calendar. And you can do an online party through Facebook, an online party through our brand new, it's 2 years old, our party platform called Table. Heidi on here, I saw her, she hosted a table party a few months ago, which was really successful. And it could be just where you text a shopping link out, which is super easy. Or if you live near your consultant, in-person cooking party is a lot of fun. I did that last week with somebody who lives down the road, and it was a lot of fun. Yay, Heidi said the table party was so easy. Very, very easy. If you have a question about hosting any kind of party or about the upcoming host bonuses, put those questions in the chat bar. But all the consultants on here will tell you that the smartest thing to do, especially if you want a lot of products, is to become a consultant and join our team. And it's a really exciting time to do that because, as you can see on this flyer, that all of the new consultant starter kits are $40 off this month only. So you can start for as low as $39. If you see this kit on the left, it's valued at over $400 in products, and it can be yours for $39 just for giving the business a try for about 30 days. And your consultant will definitely work alongside you and help you with your first couple of parties and questions and things like that. And if you notice at the way bottom of that, hopefully you can see that on your screen, the signing bonus is that Deluxe Multi-Cooker that I've mentioned a couple times tonight. It's valued at over $229. That is what I cooked my chicken in. It has 16 different settings, including pressure cooking, like I mentioned. And when you hit your sales goal in your first 30 days, you will get that absolutely free. So that signing bonus plus the kits that are $40 off, it is a great time to give it a try, whether you just want to do it part-time on the side, or if you want to do it for some serious extra income. Some of you may be thinking, gosh, I just want to shop. I just want to get some products and some seasonings. The guest special for the month is amazing. It's tiered, which means you have the opportunity to get 2 gifts. Spend $80 or more, you get our kitchen pairing knife set for free. Like everybody needs like 9 of those knives in their kitchen. Spend $100 and you get the knives and the quick stir pitcher for free. Spend $150, you get free shipping on your entire order. Otherwise, it's $7.95 for a flat rate. So I mentioned the Asian, the Smoky barbecue, and the Chipotle. The other seasonings you need are the Greek rub. That's the only one. The Dijon chicken noodle toss doesn't call for a Pampered Chef seasoning. So write down the Greek rub. You'll need that one as well. All right, so hit me with questions if you have any about anything that I just shared. So we're going to do a little Q&A, but before we do that, I mentioned earlier that I started my business 11 years ago for immediate need of grocery money. And a lot of people have asked me, like, why have you stayed for so long? It's been almost 12 years. You obviously don't need the grocery money anymore. And I've stayed because of the income I've earned, the confidence that I've gained, the friendships acquired, and the flexibility and freedom that this business provides. So if any of those reasons any of those benefits sound good to you, contact the consultant who invited you to get started, or just simply to learn more. She can share a link with you that you can scroll through to read more about what it means to be a Pampered Chef consultant. So we're going to play a quick virtual game. So you will need to either come off mute to ask a question or type it in the chat bar, whichever you prefer. So basically you're working toward tickets, and Christina is going to keep track of the tickets earned. And to earn a ticket, you just need to ask me a question. And the question can be about hosting, or it can be about the business. And after a few minutes, Christina will randomly draw a winner for a product prize. All right. So you can type in the chat, or you can come off mute and ask it. So quite a few guests on here. So I expect some of you to come off mute. Otherwise, I'm just going to be staring at the laptop, waiting for somebody to ask a question. Thank you, Heidi. Best part of my job. That's a good question, Heidi. I would probably say, you know, getting a text from somebody, or when I'm at a cooking party and they use a product and like you can just see the light bulb go off, or, you know, the light go off in their eyes and they suddenly realize like, oh my gosh, like this product is gonna make a difference in feeding my family. I really like that. Or when somebody, you know, sends me a text like, oh my gosh, we tried the pad thai meal mix tonight and my whole family loved it. So little things like that is probably my favorite. How many parties do you do a month? Good question, Corey. So I do about 2. I'm starting to get back to cooking parties. So I'm averaging about 2 cooking parties a month. And then I do about 20 virtual parties a month. And that includes texting parties and online parties. So a little variety. Next month, thrown in a vendor event in there. So I like the variety. What's the biggest event you've ever hosted? So I imagine you're talking like maybe like the biggest party I've hosted, Sharon. People wise, the biggest cooking party I've had was 25 people. And then money wise, like, or sales wise, the largest show I had in guest sales was a little over 4,000, and that was a fundraiser. So fundraisers are really, really popular. So Natalie, I said about 20. What's the minimum amount in sales needed to remain active each month? Good question. So if you would go 6 months in a row without submitting at least $20 in sales, you would be dropped as a consultant. So people, you know, will ask me that and I'll share my answer and they'll be like, what? Like, yes. So 6 months in a row without doing $20 at least in sales, then you get dropped as a consultant. Great questions. Last month it was very, very quiet. So this is very exciting. So any other questions? Give it like 30 more seconds. Nobody wants to be brave and come off mute. All right, well, we'll give Christina time to do whatever she's doing with the tickets and pull a random winner, and she'll just interrupt me. Samantha, did anybody ask any questions on the Facebook group? Okay, that is fine. All right, so I hope that Q&A kind of piqued your interest a little bit. Later on, Samantha's going to put my phone number in the chat bar. Jot that down. You're welcome to text me anytime if you think of other questions. Even if I'm not your consultant, feel free to text me questions. But this business is really an amazing way to earn the extra income you need, meet new friends, earn products, and just do something for yourself. My closest friends are people I've met through this business. So it is absolutely wonderful. If you have more questions, oh, there's my cell phone number. So jot that down and you can text me anytime with other questions. So,
Yeah,
all right. Did I give you enough time, Christina?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. Who is it?
All right. So the winner is Natalie.
Natalie. Yay, Natalie. Natalie, go ahead, since you got my cell phone number right there, go ahead and just text me your address, all right, so that I can pop a gift into the mail to you. So yay. All right, so contact the consultant who invited you here tonight if you want more information about joining our amazing team, if you want more information about hosting some kind of party, or if you want to place an order for those seasonings or any products you just realized that you need. And there's the survey. So make sure you click on that so that it's up on your web browser, fill that out, and I'll email the resources to you. All right, Christina, if you just off the participation or participants list want to pick one more winner of a guest, that will be awesome.
If I accidentally pick a consultant, tell me.
I'll let you know.
All right, let's go with Sarah Oler.
All right, Sarah, you got my cell phone number, so send me a text with your address, and I'm going to stay on for maybe like 5 or 10 more minutes just as I clean up. So if you have a question, oh, Sarah's a consultant. All right, pick somebody else.
Okay, am I muted? Nope. Okay. Next person I'm going to pick is, I don't know. Corey Strickland? No.
Yay, Corey.
Okay.
Corey, yep. Shoot me your address, Corey. I know I can look it up, but it would be a lot easier if you just text it to me. So I'm going to stay on, just kind of clean up. So you're welcome to stay on with me to ask questions. I'm just not going to be looking at the chat since I'm going to be cleaning up. So come off mute and just like yell at me and I'll stop what I'm doing to answer your questions. So any questions before I start cleaning up? Well, I'm excited because I've got 3 meals ready to go, and it took like, I don't know what, 20 minutes to do those 3 meals, super fast. And with the pressure cooker yesterday, cooking the chicken, that didn't take any time at all. All I had to do was press the button. So super, super fast. I'll get these resources emailed out in the next couple of days. Be patient if I don't do it tomorrow, but definitely grab that survey link in the chat bar and I'll get those to you. All right. All right, let me stop recording.